Welcome back, tribe. Got one here from men only. Leftover women are pissed off because men aren't approaching them anymore. The wall.
And that say, have you ever thought maybe you're the problem? Have you ever shut up? Have you ever thought that maybe you're the problem?
As a late 20s, going into my 30s, single girly, I'm struggling. I am battling between, yes, girl, you're so super independent. Like, go off. Yeah, I have your high standards. And then I'm struggling between, like, I need a man. Not just any man. How are you going to go do that? Go put yourself out there. But how does one do that? Because dating apps ain't it. They ain't it. And whenever a man flirts with me, I pull this. They say they flirt, and I'm like, Anyway, so I don't know, but it's getting really hot out here in Arizona, and people are by the pool, couples are by the pool, and they're like flirting and hanging all over each other, and it's kind of hot. And I just think back to that feeling, and that feeling is kind of unmatched. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. When you have a good connection and you're like, oh yeah, water, pool, hots, sun, tan, abs. Like, what the fuck? One night stand is out of the question. I know that, like, that's...
You see, don't need no man energy right here. Strong, independent. In my 30s, been thinking about my career my whole life. Now I want to settle down and have a family when I don't have the same power I used to in my early 20s, when I got all the attention and all the men. That could have facilitated this dream with abs by the pool and had an easy life, but I didn't need men at this time because there's so many. I didn't know. Paradox of choice. You got paralyzed. I didn't know what decision to make. I'll think about this later when I'm older. It's too late now. Now you see the struggle. Now you're lonely. Now you just watch other couples have fun. Time is passing. And your pool of options are becoming more and more limited and worse in quality. Welcome to the consequences of your actions.
That's not how we're supposed to.
Next stop, cats and boxed wine.
Function as a society, but like that was so 27 of me. What is the answer here? Does your girl get lower standards? Does she keep them high forever and then just use what's in her nightstand? Or does someone eventually just pop up? Yep. I'm struggling.
Yeah. And you're going to keep struggling. You have to lower your standards. You have to humble yourself. You're no longer 22 years old, hot as shit, getting invited everywhere and all that stuff. The next round of young girls are now taking your spot. You're 30 plus. Deal with it. Lower your standards. Is he breathing? Check. Does he hold a steady job? Check. Is he nice to me? Check. That's it. Attractive, hot guy, abs, you can't demand that anymore. Millionaire making a ton of money and just can travel everywhere with you and take time off work whenever he wants because he owns his own business. Can't get that guy anymore. Ted down the street with like a little beer gut and some funky toes. Doesn't really have any options. It's just a mediocre, average life. Quiet, keeps to himself, has a few hobbies, kind of boring. Yeah, well, okay. That's on your level. Yeah. Ted will be good for you. Corn toes and everything, or your nightstand. So use what's in your nightstand or corn toe Ted. That's your choice at your age. And it's going to get worse. After corn toe Ted is coming butt crack Earl. And he's in his 50s, 60s. And he's stringing along on bare minimum income. And he never went to college. And he works with his hands. And he comes home dirty every night and grumpy and in a mood. And he may be missing a tooth or two. Butt crack Earl is waiting for you at 50. Better look at those Teds like they're made out of gold.
I'm struggling. This is for all of the single ladies that are struggling between staying strong, being independent, and then also just wanting it. If you're like me, I feel you.
Can we please talk about the epidemic of dating in Toronto? Because the dating pool is not even a pool. It's not even a puddle. It's like a raindrop. Granted, dating apps are the absolute worst, but I feel like in Toronto, they're especially broken because I go on them and there's no normal people. Zero. Like, bring back normal people. It's either that or people have the personality of a brick wall. It's literally talking to cement. It's so, like, no personality, no brain cells, no thoughts, no charisma, nothing. Or they're just like super misogynistic. And like, they love Andrew Tate. And
here
they
we go.
have like no thoughts of their own. Or they say that they're not political, which is also like, I don't know about that one, especially like given the times. And yeah, they're broken. And the dating pool is broken. It's actually, I think it's like a public health crisis at this point. It's an epidemic. So anyways, this is my little rant about the dating pool in Toronto. Especially as a brown girl. It's not the best.
What happened?
That is a really good question.
I don't know who's to blame.
I could think of a couple possible answers in regards to who's to blame, as I'm sure we all could.
Men don't want to be men anymore.
It's not that they don't want to be men anymore. It's that they've been told over and over again by society and various other groups of people that they're full of toxic masculinity, and the traditional ways in which many men behave is no longer wanted by a large number of people.
I feel like we're around a bunch of Peter Pan. What happened to men and values and family?
What motivation do men really have to act like men when all they get in return is condemnation, criticism, and disparagement?
Taking care of their women and just being the man and the protector.
Yeah, the motivation's gone because you're no longer a woman. You can't hold a candle to your grandma. You got a body count of 1,000. You're barely 20. You've seen half the world. You've been porta-pottied in Dubai. You can't balance a checkbook. You don't know how to cook. You can't clean. Your place is messy as shit. You're boring to talk to. There's not an ounce of feminine energy in you. There's no bubbly personality. There's no melting stress away. There's no peace. There's nothing. You're argumentative. You consume social media. You're addicted to it. There's no unique ideas that you formed in your head by yourself. Everything you've gotten came off your cell phone, which you're addicted to. It might as well be surgically attached to your hand. You have nothing to offer. There's no personality there. You're not funny. Nothing. You're shallow. Why would a man get up, bust his ass, put in overtime, strive for a better life for his family under the court system we have today and the child support laws and the alimony laws, and do all these things to better himself when at the end of the tunnel, that kind of woman is waiting for him? Are you surprised that many men are just opting out of the game completely? The rest that still have a strong urge to lead that kind of life and start a family are going overseas now. Very, very few men are even looking at a Western woman considering her for marriage. This isn't some shit you see on the internet. The marriage statistics tell you enough. The women complaining on social media tell you enough. Bankers are already positioning all their investments to take advantage of the largest spending block, single women. Bankers, financial investors, wealth fund managers, everybody sees it coming. Boxed wine, cats, and whatever other products single women will be consuming until their dying breath. Come on, man. But, we got here regurgitating Nancy here, just saying the same shit she's heard over and over again. Why won't men treat me different? Why won't men commit to me? Why won't men start a family with me? Why won't men? Why won't men? Why won't men? How about why don't I change for him? Why don't I show him? Why don't I give him a reason? Instead of blaming men, start blaming yourself and seeing what you could change in order to attract better men.
Let's not forget the large number of women out there that are constantly saying,
I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I'm not.
So yeah, that's what's happened to men.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that I look like this today? Yet no man wants me to be his girl.
Is this a serious question? Because women just went from saying they rather pick a bear over a man to why the hell would men approach you or even look in your direction? But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial. So the good men of the world gave up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen. But now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know if they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do. They don't know if they're going to be used for dates. They don't know if they're going to be manipulated and then called a narcissist. And in this particular video, she's also asking why didn't they approach her because she looks the way that she looks. But the bottom line is most women are basic. There's nothing special to them. We all look the freaking same. So yeah, you actually have to come with more than just your looks. You actually need a personality nowadays too.
Boom.
Okay, bye.
My fellow single girlies, where are you guys meeting people? I go out. I go to the grocery store. I go to the hardware store. I go to the mall. I'm out with my kid.
Pause. I'm out with my kid. Why can't I meet a man? I've got a single mother here, doesn't understand that the fact that she's got a kid disqualifies her from many good men that she sees. The rest she doesn't see are Mr. Invisibles that she doesn't want. But those are the chumps that would get with her. Damn, bro, just can't accept it. You made a lifelong decision to have this kid. You chose to open your legs for a man that didn't want to be a part of your life. And now you're left to deal with these consequences forever. You got a baby daddy you got to deal with forever. Why would a man deal with that kind of baggage? Wow. Self-awareness.
They go to sports games. They go to concerts. Like, I'm always out. And I'm working on being
Aren't you
more
a mom?
approachable because I'm like in my bubble. And I prefaced this as a video for the girls. So if you're a guy and you're got your little thumbs ready on the keyboard, don't come for me. Don't be a troll. You don't know what it's like to be a woman. Say you're meeting them like on TikTok or like on.
Okay, but we're telling you how to get one of us, a man. That's what you're looking for. Your question is, where are the men? How do you get the men? Why don't you ask men where they're at? You don't like the answer, though. The answer is you got a kid. They're not where you're at. They're not interested. Don't want to hear that. Okay, then.
On Instagram, people are sliding into your DMs. Are you not terrified? I'm terrified. I'm so afraid that people are going to catfish or that people are just going to be weird. Do you know how many times I have had what appears to be a really nice guy talking to me and he proposes a first date as a hike in a forest where there is no people or cell service or even like I can't even say the word chivalry. Like trying to be a gentleman and saying like, you're going to pick me up. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because then I have to give you my address and then you know where I live. I will meet you somewhere neutral. Probably paranoid, but I just feel like there's a different mentality as a woman. I am not even like up here in terms of cautious. I am like just general street smart. And like some of this is coming from stories that I've heard, and some of it is coming from experience. Where are we meeting people?
When they say they want a good man, they're still referring to Chad. Yeah, always keep in mind she's talking about men she finds attractive. I just want him to treat me nice. It's presupposed that you're highly attractive and not treating her like every other attractive man did, which is like a piece of meat. Ladies, keep those standards high. You and your cats deserve a great man. I'm 43 and checked out completely. There you go. What did some people respond? Back in 23, when I was 13, my mother sat me and my brother down and said, I'm not raising my boys to be treated like ATMs. 21 effing years ago, and women have only gotten even worse since then. 45 and I'm the same. Juice ain't worth the squeeze. I'm 26 going on 27. I'm the same, brother. These HOEs are out of hand. They're giving Chad the 3-course meal and then looking for a good man to take care of the cleaning up. Oof. The irony of women's independence is that it actually freed men. God, we'll see you on the next one.